well, I just hit my head. Anyway, welcome back to another video. Can you guess what this is? I'll give you a few seconds. You got it? Yeah, right. Top 10 biggest countries versus the world. I think the weakest one's probably Kazakhstan, even though it's the greatest country in the world, and all the other countries are run by little girls. And you might be wondering, hey, why is this little place, and also this little place on the red team? Well, this is Puerto Rico and it's part of the USA. It's like an overseas territory. And this is Kaliningrad, part of Russia. For some reason, then they didn't lose it when the Soviet Union collapsed. I don't know, I'll ask Joe. Who's Joe, you may ask? I don't even know who Joe is. Anyway, it's been like a minute already. Let's just start the video. Yeah, so the USA take over all of Cuba because that's a very American thing to do. And then they basically take over the whole Caribbean from there. Yep. Will probably look a lot like that. It's going to look a lot like this. Yeah, so they've taken over all of the Caribbean now. So now they're going to cut off Baja California from Mexico. And they're going to take it over. Because invading Mexico is also a very American thing to do. Freedom land. Yeah, this is a very American thing to do, indeed. But I'm pretty sure Mexico City is like right. No, I'm pretty sure Mexico City is like right there. They're very in danger. So they literally go. So Mexico goes full force in this area. So you have to push the Americans out. And it goes successfully until it doesn't anymore. Alright, and then there's also Canada, who pushes into Greenland. And they're actually able to take over the whole island since it's barely got any people. So the two biggest countries in NATO are also team. And then Brazil takes over these three guys in a matter of probably like a week. Disclaimer, I know French down this part of France, don't make fun of me please. Uruguay's basically screwed, so is Paraguay and Bolivia. But with alright, and then also Chile. Alright, but the UK has the Falkland Islands. That's really controversial to talk about. So the UK used the Falkland Islands to actually push into Argentina. Because they sent some of their army there. Alright. Yeah. Mongolia surrenders. Nepal surrenders, Bhutan surrenders, Bangladesh surrenders. Who else is going to surrender? No one? Okay then. So they push into Kyrgyzstan. And then Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan just surrendered because they're kind of neutral. And then they push into Afghanistan. Not a very good idea though. You'll probably see why right now. Afghanistan pushes them all back. And then Afghanistan takes over all of that. And then Afghanistan's also going to start pushing into Kazakhstan. Yes, that's what happens in Afghanistan if you invade them. Yeah, alright. Yeah, in Algeria. Algeria is going to use their whole military to push, well, most of the military to push into Tunisia and Libya. And they're also going to push into Nigeria. But Morocco, Mauritania and Mali are going to push into Algeria. Because the rest of their army's over there. But the army of Algeria eventually gets back over here and it's a stalemate, but now there's no one over here. And they push back. And then Algeria has split their army and alright, but they already have Algiers. It's over. Let's be honest. So now all of Africa can focus on taking other places. And the countries of maybe like Morocco use their navy to get over to Brazil. But Brazil is really strong and Brazil is actually able to take over a few countries. Not just Colombia left. But Africa's about here right now. And then they actually make it into Brazil. And this is like all of Africa versus Brazil. It's not just a few of the countries, it's almost all of Africa. And then Colombia sees it and they're like, let's just go full force into Venezuela and Ecuador. And they do that. And surprisingly they take back Venezuela and Ecuador. Then they start pushing to Brazil and, no, not Brazil, Peru. And then when they're pushing into Peru, they're actually able to take the whole country back. Right. And then they're able to take over these three. Yeah, but Brazil gets their army over here and pushes back. And they push back so much that they're actually bolting into Africa now. And then that's what they do. And they take a few of the weak countries. Okay, alright, and then with Kazakhstan. Yeah, they just surrender. Anyway, I'm back now. What the hell was my kitten doing? Anyway, it's besides the point. Russia pushes into these guys and it's all three of the Baltic states. But they actually take back Lithuania and Latvia very quickly. And then slowly but surely they take back Estonia. I said slowly but surely, or did you think it would be quicker? Yeah. And then they make a push into Kaliningrad. And they successfully take over Kaliningrad. Now they're actually going to work on taking over Russia. Because Russia realises that they've messed up. So all of this is no longer Russian for now. Then they push down. Right, and also Kazakhstan's controlled now. So yeah, Russia's kind of screwed. So now with these cats, I don't know what my cats are doing. I have two cats, I know, and they're fighting each other. It's just lovely. I think I really hope they play fighting. Oh, and the old ones. The younger ones don't want to start. Right. Did younger cat is the one starting it, and the older one just pinning him down. I'm sure. What the hell? Alright, but to connect to this up. And Russia might be like the second biggest country now. Because a lot of it's being occupied by these other countries. But they've literally taken over the bigger parts of Russia. But Russia doesn't surrender just yet because their army is going all the way back into parts of Siberia. And then eventually they get all the way over to this part. And they meet up with China and they start pushing into China. But China is not having that because they've put their military over here. So they push back and then push the Europeans back into, and Kazakhstan is back into Russia. And also they take back a bit of Kazakhstan. Or Kazakhstan, or however the hell you want to say it. Does Kazakhstan actually exist now? That might be good. And China's going to try to... And China's going to make like a secret invasion so they can take back Algeria. Yeah, but that doesn't go very well because before they can actually do anything, we have to push them back again. Alright, but with Russia, yeah, that story. Yeah. Yeah, Chinese and the Russians doing quite well until they have to stop because there's a bunch of Europeans. And that's about it. Yeah, they're literally just Siberia now. But most of Africa is helping kick back Brazil. So they take back Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea and Guinea-Bissau. So the rest of Africa. And then they basically take all the military to push into Brazil. But they want to make this thing quite larger so Brazil doesn't... Because if they did it like that... just let me show you what that would happen. So they can't do it. What are you doing? You are a crazy kitten. And then Brazil's really scared. Because they've just captured a bunch of Brazilian soldiers. And then Brazilian soldiers have to push back. And this is basically just the Amazon. Yeah, so literally all of the Brazilian soldiers are down there. So they're able to push up into this bit here with ease. They push into this with ease. And then they also get help from Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and France, because that's French Guyana. Yeah, I never know. But some of these countries also have the Amazon, so they have to get their soldiers into the Amazon to help. And then this part of Brazil is non-existent now. What are they doing? And then Peru and the capital of Brazil push back into Bolivia. What are you two doing? I should probably stop that. Be right back. Had to take one of the cats out of my room. But the other one's just going to stay in here so they don't fight in the other room. Yeah, so they take back Chile. Alright, and since they have Bolivia now, they start pushing back into Paraguay. Hello? Hi, what are you doing? That's my money. don't know where he's gone. He's gone behind the curtains or something. Yeah, so with help from Bolivia and Paraguay, they can stop pushing into Brazil. And they also make a slight push into Argentina. Alright, but what of Mexico? Yeah, Mexico's just gone by now. That's probably what was happening. And they push into all these guys with ease. And then Costa Rica literally doesn't have an army. And then the USA pushes into Panama. Panama is actually very lucky though. You'll see why. They have to stop because the Panama Canal's there, so that's going to slow them down. Yeah, that's going to slow them down while they push into Brazil. While the blue team pushes into Brazil. That's what I meant. Yeah, Brazil basically doesn't exist anymore, so what's left of Brazil just surrenders. They take back Uruguay, and then then the Falkland Islands is still the UK. So the UK and Chile both push into Argentina, and then Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay, and Bolivia also push into Brazil. No, not Brazil, Argentina. And then Argentina doesn't surrender. It doesn't really matter, they're gone anyway. So with all of Africa and stuff, so now that all of Africa, Europe and South America are under control of blue team, they can actually start pushing into North America and another continent. Alright, so yeah, Panama Canal. Yeah, the Panamanians push back. Don't know what it's called if you're from Panama. Costa Rica has no army, push into that, push into Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador and Belize. And then it's actually quite slow pushing into Guatemala. But not too slow, they will take over Guatemala soon enough. Yeah, they take back Guatemala. And then they make a push into Yucatan, taking the peninsula. And then they've taken Yucatan and they're going to push into the rest of Brazil. No, not Brazil. Why do I keep on saying Brazil? This is Mexico. First called Argentina Brazil and now calling Mexico Brazil. Probably because they're all going to come to Brazil anyway. Wait, Brazil forgot to say you're coming to Brazil, because then they'd be able to take over the entire continent of South America, or maybe even the whole world. Brazil. Yeah, but they take back Baja California. And then Mexico goes back. And then it's a stalemate in the mainland USA. But they're actually able to take back literally all of the Caribbean. When I say they take back all of the Caribbean, they also take over Puerto Rico. So yeah. Alright. China makes a push into North Korea, but don't really do much. Because South America and Japan are here too, and a lot of China's army is helping Russia over here. So they have to get back to mainland China, which is going to take a very long time. So they push into Manchuria as well as Siberia. Manchuria as well as Siberia. I'm pretty sure that's Manchuria anyway, isn't it? This part of China. I'm pretty sure that's Manchuria. Yeah, so North Korea, South Korea and Japan push it into Manchuria in China and Siberia in Russia. they get really close to Beijing. I'm pretty sure Beijing's like right there, because blue team already has Moscow, however you say it, and then eventually they capture Beijing and they're able to take the city. But China does not surrender yet. The reason why is because they have a lot more really strong cities along the coast. But Taiwan's here, and Taiwan makes a slight push into here too. And then all these guys push into China. And then they push into here. What does Russia? Pretty sure this is also Siberia. But the Chinese military is right here, and then they try their best, but it's a spearhead, I think that's called. And then this starts and then the spearhead starts closing in, and all the Chinese troops are either killed or they surrender. Oh, yeah, and then blue team makes a push into Mongolia. And they're actually able to take over the whole city. Alright, and like I said, all like the rich cities and stuff, like the strong cities in China are all along the coast. So this part of China is basically just taken. So India gets very scared, and I think I see why. Because this part's the most populated part. They push down. And then I guess they also push into India. But they've only made a slight push into India so far. Yeah, so they push into India, take this whole part, and they're actually able to take back Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh. Right, I forgot about Sri Lanka. Yeah, not gonna lie, Sri Lanka's probably speaking a lot more Hindi. Alright, and then with this Russian thing, with the Russian thing, it's not going so well. Blue team has pushed all the way back over here. Yeah. And then Russia just surrenders. With the surrender of Russia, Kazakhstan and China also surrender, but India holds out. And then there's a landing in Australia because there's literally troops from this whole there's literally troops probably from this whole area pushing into Australia. And Australia's only got like 25 million people, and Indonesia has about 200 million people. So they have I'm pretty sure they have almost 10 times as much people, and then they push into Australia really easy. With help from New Zealand, because New Zealand also exists. But Australia still has people here. And then they push into New Zealand. Alright, but since we're in like the middle of the video now, it's probably coming to an end. Yeah, this wouldn't actually happen in real life because of NATO, and there's also an alliance between UK, USA and Australia. Yeah, but they push into Australia. They take over a very large portion, and most Australians live around the coastline. They take back New Zealand, and then a really large push into Australia has just started. Yeah, so they push into all of Australia. They are able to capture all of the coast, and then they push down very quickly. It's just a full blown. It's just that whole push into Australia. Yeah, so they make a push into India. Because Australia's just gone. And they need to make a push from Australia all up. So they need to boat from Australia to Papua New Guinea. And then they need to go here. And then Ireland go all the way back up here into India, Bangladesh. And then they'll get there. So for right now, they make small pushes into India, but they can take back Sri Lanka, and then Sri Lanka helps too. These are very small pushes, until all the other militaries get there. Yeah, India's not having a very fun time now, are they? Yeah, because not all of these countries are in the top 10 strongest. I'm pretty sure, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are. So about half of them are. Yeah, so not strongest. To be honest, I don't even know if Brazil's in the top 5. I don't even know if Brazil's in the top 10 strongest countries anymore. I've actually got no idea. But India doesn't surrender, but they take over the whole country. Yes, now it's basically just Greenland, which is controlled by Canada, and the USA versus the entire world. So this is no longer a stalemate, since literally all of the Caribbean, Central America and South America is here. So they push into Florida and take over the whole state. Mexico pushes into the USA. A2. And then, so it probably looks something like that right now. And literally no one lives in Greenland, so Iceland's able to take that back by themselves because there's not really many people controlling Greenland. There's not really many Canadians controlling Greenland. So they start to push into Canada until that stops because Canadians are there, and they push them back. But not completely. But Iceland activates all of NATO and these other countries. So there's literally 4 continents pushing into Canada and about 2.5 pushing into the USA. And since so many continents pushing into Canada literally just surrender. Alright, and the USA loses Alaska. And then the USA, for some reason, doesn't want to surrender. Yeah. But even though they don't surrender, they take over all of New England. They push into here. They meet this part up with Canada. And USA, surprisingly, still has a coastline. Yay. What if I just make some really ugly border gore? Will people still watch my videos then? Look at that border gore. I hate myself. Don't worry, I can fix it. I can fix border gore. but the Americans would probably rather have Portugal since they're losing even more land now. They take over even more states. Like this is just the USA now. They've even taken over most of the 13 colonies. Yeah, they make an even bigger push into the USA. Now the USA is basically just a coastline. Yeah, the USA is literally just a tiny little coastline now. And they take it over. So, top 10 biggest countries couldn't win. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. Goodbye.